One big improvement that Minidiscs had over earlier formats was the robustness of the media itself. With the discs being held in these protective caddies, you're very unlikely to encounter a damaged disc. The same, however, can't be said of the packaging that these pre-recorded albums came in. If you manage to find any of these for sale second-hand, it's more than likely you're going to encounter broken cases like these. I mean, they're not fully broken, they're just cracked on the front panel. That seems to be the part that suffers the most damage. And they still hold together well enough, and the hinges seem to be intact on the vast majority of them that I've seen, which is better than compact cassette. But it just looks a little bit ugly, and for things that now cost a lot of money, you'd hope that you'd be able to get a replacement case for these. But 25 or so years ago, when these were in the shops on the shelves, well, they were hard enough to find the albums back then, never mind the replacement cases for them. And in recent years, it's become literally impossible, up until now. There's a new company that's just released a new replacement case for these pre-recorded albums, and I've had some delivered today, and I'm going to take a look at them. Yeah, talk about a niche video subject. You can see I'm going for the really big audience with this one, but I thought it's worth having a look at these because I have been waiting for these things for many years. Well, not waiting because I thought no one would ever do them, but I've been hoping somebody would, and here we go. So these ones I bought from Retro Style Media in the UK. I'll put links in the video description, but they've actually been made by a company who've got the website address in the US, minidisc.me. But because that's in the US, it's easier for me to get them from the UK. Now, I've got to warn you, they're not cheap. The ones I've got here in total cost me £45.48. You'll have to look at your own price on that website to see how much they're delivered to your address. But I got a variety of colours just to show them off. They're available in numerous colours. Of course, the originals were just these black ones, but I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at some others as well. And from initial impressions, they seem just as good as the original ones. Let's get an original one out and see if I can spot the difference. Well, first off, this actually feels like it's less likely to crack. I don't know if it's to do with age, but this is feeling kind of brittle, and that feels just a little bit softer plastic in a good way. The centre part here that holds the disc, well, let's just try the disc in there. Yeah, holds it perfectly. And of course, the original one had the Minidisc logo down there, and of course that doesn't, because I presume that's some kind of copyright thing still, or maybe they didn't want to risk it. Now, I suppose I could just swap that front door out, but I mean, since the whole thing's a bit messy anyway, we'll take all the innards out as well. So let's just open this one up. Okay, so I'll just swap that in there, and yeah, it's a perfect fit. And just pop this back, stick my disc in. I've still got those dimples in the cover there, by the way, to stop the booklet falling out. And there you go, good as new. Now, I suppose it might be an idea for me to put the old one back in here, because that does have the Minidisc logo on it. So let's just check it fits perfectly. Yep. Right, so I think that's the best option. We've got the case and we've got the old holder part of it. So now it really does look like a new one. The only negative I'd say is the plastic isn't perfectly flat there, and you can see there's a bit of a dint at that section. Whereas if I get one of the originals, you'll see that plastic there doesn't have that same effect. But still, I'd rather have it in this case than I would in that broken one. Now, I'll just quickly do this one as well because of the crack on the front there, and I think this one should go with a nice coloured backing, given it's got this rainbow effect on the sides. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty neat, that one. Of course, the only thing is you lose any stickers off the front, but in this case, that's not such a great loss. And finally, you might have an album that doesn't have a case. I bought this one cheap on eBay because of that. One of these in its box I've seen go for £90. This was like £10 or something. So might as well stick this in a case as well now. Now, on the Retro Style Media website, they do have PDF Minidisc cover templates that you can download. And then, of course, you've got to put some images into those. And trying to find Minidisc covers online is not easy. I've found these ones on the Discogs website. They're pretty low res though, so this is the back cover, that's the front. I think really I'll be better modifying a CD cover to get a higher resolution image. But just temporarily, we'll have a go with these. And I've got to say, this isn't about trying to fool anyone by selling these as originals. This is just me putting them on my shelf. At the moment, I've got this disc floating around, and it'd be nice to put it in a box along with the other ones. Now, I'll just mention I've got no affiliation with the people making or selling these, but if you do want to get any of them, I'll have links in the video description, but they're not going to be affiliated links. Yeah, if I was doing that properly, I'd get some better quality card in there, clean the heads in the printer, use some better quality images, but you get the idea. Now, I was having a look at this section, I thought, oh, that's a bit weird how it's got that big gap there. But if I go back and look at one of the original titles, they also have that same big gap. It's just the fact that this is black plastic behind it, you don't notice it. So if we go and look at that Fuji's one I did before, you see it looks all right there. So that's perhaps one disadvantage of these coloured ones, that you can see the back poking through a little bit. So that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, I think for these last two that I'm going to fix, rather than use these coloured inserts, I'll take the original ones out and just swap those into the new outer cases. Now, the plastic outer case on these, those aren't available separately in the UK. You have to get them with this insert at the moment, at the time of recording. But in the US, you can just get this part here, which is really the part that you'd need on the vast majority of them. And that on its own is $1.50 less than it is with the insert. Right, so there you go. Just a short video. Wanted to show you these. I'm happy that somebody started making them again, and they've worked out just fine for me. So links in the video description. That's it for the moment. As always, thanks for watching.